Hi, welcome to Have Yarn Creations. I'm Erin. It's December the 2nd, 2021. We're 24 days out from Christmas, I guess you'd say, including today. And I am still working on my Tree of Life Afghan by Lion Brand. Excuse me. I apologize. I haven't done a whole lot. I became sick. My son who's disabled, brought it home from school, and the two of us were ill, and so I haven't been able to do anything much in crochet wise in caring for him and stuff. So but I wanted to show you where I was at. I haven't worked on it for a while. Part of it is because I didn't want to go on until I showed you what I did. So I will remind you, I'm working with the Lion Brand Pound of Love in the Antique White, and I'm on my second skein, I guess you'd say, because it's a 1 pound skein. And so this is, as you remember, I did the first set of panels with the trees, and now I have my second panel with the flowers, and I've done the transition between those two, and I've done the transition between that, and I've just started. I haven't started on the trees yet, but I've started on that panel for the trees. I really like how the flowers are set up on this one. It give you a lot of texture. These are 6 double crochets together into one stitch that gives you it looks like a fan until you come on the back side and bring it, you do a chain 1 on the back side and you skip those double crochets, and then by doing that you bring it together and make it look like a blossom instead of a fan. And I really like that. I think it's fun. At some point in time, I may do another one of these and attempt to do it in the background in a dark color, and then, I don't want to say too dark, but, you know, a prominent, nothing like white where your colors are going to show through. And then do the flowers and the trees, maybe do the trees in a nice brown to simulate an actual tree bark. And then maybe, or I may do a variegated gray and white, which would make them look like birch trees. That could be a fun thing. And then do the flowers with the green in the leaves and the stem, and then do different colored flowers. That could be really fun. And maybe even do the transition in a different color just to set those panels off. I'll think about it. I have to decide. Tell me what you think. If you think that might be fun, maybe doing it in a solid blue or doing it in a solid, I don't know. I have to think. I want the green and the multicolors would have to be able to stand out, so you got to kind of plan it out. But maybe blue would be the best thought process. Or maybe if I did it for a little girl, it would be in pinks or something. That could be fun. So I still have that one panel left to do, and then I can get this in the mail. Oh, I'm also going to do a border, and I don't do the border that they suggest with the pattern. Make sure you understand that you don't have to follow every last detail of every last pattern. You should probably follow it for the most part. But sometimes if you don't like a particular stitch, or if you don't like a border, do your own. It's okay. I do what I call is like a postage stamp border on this. It's a shell stitch separated by some single crochets. Like usually I do 3 or 4 single crochets, and then I do a shell stitch, which is usually an odd numbered either 5 or 7 double crochets in a fan, kind of, you do them all into one stitch, and then you'll skip 3 stitches and then do 3 stitches of single crochet, and it gives it that stamp kind of look. So then like I said, I haven't done much because we were sick. Back in September, I think it was in September, we had a yarn crawl here in the Boston area, and one of the shops that I went to called Island Yarns here in the Boston area, I went to, and when you went in if you showed your, if you didn't mind showing, you didn't have to show, but if you didn't mind showing your COVID vaccination card, she gave me a free little skein of Noro yarn. And I have never worked with Noro. Noro is a yarn out of Japan, and I had never worked with it before. This particular skein is from, it's called Silk Garden Light. And so it's 45% silk, 45% mohair, and 10% wool. Now, it's a raw kind of silk, so it's not silky smooth, like you would think of as silk blouse or something. It's more of a raw silk, but it is still very, it's still scarfable, it's still nice. If you have a wool allergy or problem with mohair, natural fibers, I wouldn't do this, but if you don't, it works out really nice. I made 2 ear warmers with it. The first one that I made is it's back loop, single crochet, 15 stitches across, and then I did, back loop only, and I did it for about 21 inches, and I got this one. And what I do is when you do your strip, then you take your ends, and if this is the whole end, okay, so this is one corner to corner, and this one is the whole end to corner to corner, you take them and you fold them, put them this way, okay, and that's with the back side facing you, or on the outside, and yeah, so you put them together like this, and you stitch them together to where you have holes here, okay, and then you take them and you lay it flat, and when you do that, when you pull them back together, you get these little puffed ends, and you lay those down flat and stitch them together, and it gives you this lovely little twist that's in there. Now this one, it goes from browns to purples to like a different shades of purple, tiny bit of navy blue, and then red, and then almost a purpley, red again. So, and this one is, again, it's single crochet, back loop only, very simple, very easy to do. So then I went, okay, what other ones I can do? Well, let's go with half double crochet. So I made this one with half double crochet, and this is all from the same skein. It is a color block kind of skein, so it transitions. And here, let me show you the back real quick. And when you lay it flat, I don't know if you can tell, when you lay that flat, you stitch it together. So it doesn't look twisted from the back, but it does from the front. And it gives you a nice twist. And this one goes from browns to a variegated white and brown. And then this is actually a navy blue, a variegated white and navy blue. And then really, really navy, and then kind of a blue. Almost going into that purple again. So, I finished that one, and I thought, well, I can do other stitches, and I wanted something that had some real pop and real texture. So I had some leftover yarn from making those hats with the Caron cakes, skinny cakes that I made, and I got 3 hats out of it, and I still had some yarn left over. It comes with a lot of yarn. Now, mind you, that's a 3-weight. Their skinny cakes are a 3-weight. So you get like almost 1,200 yards. They're well worth it if you're not looking for something super thick. But then again, it's so thin, you kind of want to do something that has texture, so it adds some thickness. So I made this one, and this is using the Waffle Stitch. And this is a skinny cakes, and I forget which the colorway is. I think it's a rainbow, but I forget exactly. And so you can really see that with that appearance of twist with the purple and the yellow. And I just make sure that I have a really good trails for when I start it and when I finish it, and I just use those to sew them together. So that's about all I've gotten made. I am looking at my son's coat that I made that's kind of like a, I forget, the couch blankets that you had with sleeves. And so that I lined his with polar fleece because he sits in a wheelchair and it's hard to get coats on and off. So I noticed, though, since I've been using it, that the shoulders don't fit right. And I realized it's because I made it in 4 panels, and then at the top of 2 of the panels, I put the sleeves. And I didn't really make a shoulder section. So it's as if you cut the back of a boat neck shirt, and it doesn't quite come together. So I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some triangle or wedge-shaped spacers to go in that corner section to give him some more lift on the shoulder so it stays up better. And I do have some yarn left over, and that was Karen Cakes, Chunky Cakes, done in the rainbow jellies, which had blue, green, yellow, orange, and pink. Now I did some color blocking with that, and so I do have some yarn left over, but I balled it all up separately. So what I have left is the green and the blue and a tiny bit of yellow. So what I thought I would do is, because at the top, all 4 panels at the top, or I guess there's 3 panels, all the panels at the top have orange. Apologize for that. So what I think I'm going to do is use the yellow on the outside, and I'm going to start with a blue triangle and add some green, and then add the yellow on the out, 1 row of yellow on the outside edge, and stitch that in so that it goes from orange to yellow to green to blue, because I think it's orange and then pink, so that would continue with the same kind of color blocking. And I'll show you that when I get that done. I may do that, try to get that done this afternoon. That's really all I have to share today. Thank you for coming. If you enjoy my videos, please hit subscribe. Hello, hi, thank you for joining me, all my new subscribers. And hit that bell so you know when I have new videos coming up. And I would really like those thumbs up, because that will give me more data, I guess. I am not monetized at this time. At some point in the future, maybe if I get enough people, I will do that. But that's only to help pay for my yarn habit. So, have a great day. And if you have yarn, be creative.